Hi everyone, welcome to our holiday club. It's the very last one. Oh my goodness, how did that happen? Today we're telling the story about the I Ams, aren't we? And this is the 7th one. And this one's called I Am the True Vine. What a strange thing for Jesus to say. Well, I'm wondering if you've ever seen a vine before. Do you know what it is? I'm firstly going to read the verse and then we'll have a look because I have some vines in this garden. So the Bible verse is John 15, beginning at verse 1. I am the true vine, and my Father is the vine grower. He removes every branch in me that bears no fruit. Every branch that bears fruit, he prunes to make it bear more fruit. You have already been cleansed by the word that I have spoken to you. Abide in me as I abide in you. Just as the branch cannot bear fruit by itself unless it abides in the vine, neither can you unless you abide in me. I am the vine, and you are the branches. Those who abide in me, and I in them, bear much fruit, because apart from me you can do nothing. Whoever does not abide in me is thrown away like a branch and withers. Such branches are gathered and thrown into the fire and burned. If you abide in me, and my words abide in you, ask for whatever you wish, and it will be done for you. My Father is glorified by this, for you bear much fruit and become my disciples. Now, what a very strange story that is. Now, as you can see, it's about a vine. So, do we know what a vine is? Okay, so this is a vine. Do you see the bottom? You can see it growing. It's got a curly trunk. It goes all the way up here. It's got some beautiful branches come off, and then it's got some beautiful grapes. And if you look, we have lots of beautiful grapes. Do you see them? And if you keep going, there's some even more bigger ones here, and there's a huge bunch here, and these ones are black. See, they're starting to turn black. This is our black grape, but if you look on the other side, we have this other one that grows here. You can see its stem, and it grows all the way up there. There's its leaves, and it grows all the way up here. And this is a white grape, so it's like your green grapes. But it's very old, and we've cut it back so it hasn't got very many grapes on it this year. I think it might only have one, but they're right in there. So it's not being very fruitful, this grape. But this one has loads and loads and loads of grapes on it, and it's going to be exceptionally fruitful. How amazing is that? Okay, so I thought about telling you this story, as in this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. So Jesus is the vine, and the vine grows and it shines out into the day. And Jesus did say, I am the light of the world. And I'm sure we've learned about that one. So I thought I would use my lamp. It's got a plug on and it's a lamp. Now, how am I going to do that? Do I have any electric? Oh dear, this is a bit weird. This is a greenhouse, doesn't have any electricity. How am I going to tell my story? It's not going to work. Let's think about this. Anyway, did Jesus have a lamp? Well, he didn't have one like this. Electricity wasn't about then, was it? So Jesus couldn't show his story like this. So Jesus told his story in a different way. Jesus told his story like this. We've looked at the vine, and it grows with a trunk and branches, leaves and fruit. But if we look at the branches, sometimes you have to cut them off. So you cut them off because we'll have to prune them. Now, what Jesus used this. They grew vines in Jesus's day. Now, it would be much bigger than this because it's much warmer where Jesus lived. So these would have grown with much bigger leaves, but you still would have had to cut them off. So when you cut them off, they end up like this. Now, what Jesus told them was, do you think that this will grow and produce leaves like this? Well, do you think so? I don't think this is going to grow. So we're going to not grow it, not plant this. You can't plant this because it won't grow and it won't produce vine leaves or fruit. Now, why? Because it doesn't have any good roots. And the roots on here are Jesus, and it doesn't have any roots, so it hasn't got any connection to Jesus. In the same way that this one won't grow either, because it hasn't got any roots. It might look like it might grow, but because it's been cut off the branch, it has no roots and it won't grow. So what Jesus said was, we have to be like the vine, like him, but we have to be the fruit on the tree. So the tree has roots to grow, and it grows this massive big trunk, and it has these huge leaves and these beautiful grapes. So what Jesus was saying to his disciples was that we have to stay connected to Jesus. So we stay connected to Jesus like the tree. The vine has to stay connected to the soil with its roots. So Jesus is the roots, God is the roots, Jesus is the branches, and we are the vines and the leaves and the grapes. And that's how this works. So that's how he told the story. But what it really means is that Jesus, we have to stay connected to Jesus in the way that we say our prayers, we read our Bibles, we talk to him. But also, because he said we had to be kind, we have to be kind people. We have to grow good fruit like this. Not like that one over there and not growing very many, which has none. So we have to grow some really good fruit, and we have to be kind, generous, friendly, helpful, give our stuff away if somebody wants to borrow it. We just have to be nice people. But most of all, Jesus said we have to love one another. And that's the most important thing. And in order for us to do that, we have to be like these grapes and be connected, because this is us. We are connected to this leaf, which is connected to this branch, which is connected to the roots. And that's how we need to stay connected to Jesus. So what you need to do, and in order for this to work, it needed to be connected to the electricity. We need to be connected to Jesus so we can be better people. So that's the story today, and I hope you enjoyed it. And now we're going to look at a craft. Okay, so for our craft, what we're going to do is we're going to make a vine, and we're going to have to draw some. So I've actually got a vine leaf here, but you don't have to have a vine. You can just go outside and get some really nice leaf, or you can collect lots of leaves and you don't need to draw them and you can use the leaves, but you need to write on them. So you can maybe stick a bit of paper on with the name on, but what you need to do is you need to draw around your leaf, and then you will get lots of different leaves. So you need about however many people's in your family, and a one for your friends and maybe your grandparents and anybody else that you've done a good deed for. So maybe cut out about 10. So you can see I've drawn around my leaf. It's not very good. But then I'm going to paint it green or colour it in green. And then I'm going to, when I colour it in, I'm going to leave a white space in the middle, like a box like this. Okay? And in the box, I'm going to write the word Dad. Now, the reason I'm going to write that is because I'm going to write in things of people who I love. So people who I love or who I want Jesus to love more. So I want, or if I've done a kind thing for somebody, I'm going to make a leaf and I'm going to write their name on, and I'm going to stick it onto my vine. So what you also need to do is you need to get a piece of brown paper. So just a strip, I would say half of this size will do. Okay, so as you can see, I've now got a trunk. Now, you can colour it in brown, like I say, or you can use a brown bit of paper, but you need to write Jesus on it and make sure there's some roots coming out the bottom. And you can attach this to your bottom of your wall so it'll look like it's in the ground, like that. Then I've used some, well, I think they're lolly sticks. But my dad uses them for writing names of things on. See, that one says lettuce. So I've stuck them on to make branches. And then I've stuck this leaf on. This one's me, because I need to stay connected to the branch in order to be connected to Jesus by the roots in the soil. And this one's my dad, because I love my dad, and that's why I've put him on. And I would put others on, so that's what we need to do. So you can add on lots of things and lots of people that you've been kind to. So remember, we've got to love each other. Jesus said we had to love each other, and we have to be fruitful. So being fruitful is like doing good deeds, being nice to people, saying sorry and being kind, that kind of thing. So I hope you've enjoyed doing the craft. Mine's a bit rubbish because I'm in a greenhouse and I totally forgot to bring my pencils, because I'm at the bottom of my street and not in my house. So I hope you've had a great time. And I'm going to look forward to seeing all your trees, all your vine branches and trees online later. Bye.